Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas GK. Now, Karnataka has seen many water woes in the past, but it is an irony of sorts that a different type of water crisis might hit the southern state. State Deputy CM DK Shivakumar has hinted at the possibility of increasing the monthly water charges as the BWSSB or the Bengaluru Water Supply and Sewerage Board is running under financial loss. DK Shivakumar has said that prices haven't gone up in the last 14 years and there's no option but to hike them now. The announcement came just days after the state government hiked fuel charges by 3 rupees, and naturally there was a massive outpouring of anger. Now today, while DK Shivakumar reiterated the compulsions, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah says that there's no such proposal on the table. Listen in to the different versions.
Last 10 years, the water tariff in Bangalore has not been increased. It is suffering a great loss. We have to take new projects. No bank is coming forward to finance. So every year we are having a big loss. So there is no option. There is no proposal as of now. There is no proposal as of now.
Now, the Chief Minister may not have received any proposal so far on this issue. The Aam Aadmi, however, is already at the receiving end of a series of price hikes since the government came to power in the state of Karnataka. Stamp duty and vehicle registration fees have already gone up. And after the recent hike in petrol and diesel prices, travelling on state transport buses may also become more costly because of its buses that run on diesel. The BJP is now attributing these series of hikes to Congress's compulsion to fulfill what they call the party's mindless guarantees. Remember, the allocation for its 5 pre-poll guarantee schemes this year is 52,000 crores, which is roughly 16% of its total targeted expenditure for this year.
The only guarantee which Congress has given to the state of Karnataka is everything has been hiked. The obligatory duty of the BWSSB is to supply water. They are not able to supply. It's once in a week. Some places there is 15 days of supply in some places.
पूरे देश में ये लोग महंगाई 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 करके प्रोपेगेंडा करते हैं और अपने राज्यों में पेट्रोल, डीजल, पीने का पानी, दूध सब पर दाम बढ़ाते हैं. बिजली पर दाम बढ़ा दिया. हिमाचल में भी यही किया. ये दिखाता है कि कैसे अपने वादे पूरे तो करना दूर रहा, 1-1 लाख रुपए उन महिलाओं को देना तो दूर रहा, पर कॉमन मैन, किसान, गरीब आदमी की जेब से पैसा कैसे लूटना है.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And for more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us, in fact, Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of BJP, Mohan Krishna's former media advisor to ex-CM Bommai. We also have Rashmi Sawant, activist. Sanjay Jha, author, joins us. Joining us also is T.R. Prasad Gowda, who is leader of the Congress party. But I want to go first and foremost to Advocate Umar Junaidi. Advocate Umar Junaidi, the big question is this, that after the burden of sales tax on fuel by about 3 rupees and various other aspects like stamp duty, are the people of Karnataka being burdened for the guarantees that were promised by the Congress party? Is that what is really happening on ground?
Madhav, the very fact, first of all, I would like to tell to the audience is that there is no connection between the price hikes and the guarantees guaranteed by the Congress government. Now, it is clearly seen in the past that the leaders of Congress has been protesting at Delhi because they are not getting the share what they have to get into return. Karnataka is paying almost 4.5 lakh crore rupees to the state government, but what we are getting is 50,000 rupees. That is even said with the Congress leaders, that is 13 rupees on 100 rupees by a person. So this is what the injustice is being done by the central government, and in order to have a welfare state, the welfare of the state, there is a requirement to hike the prices of the commodities, and that's what the government is doing when there is no option left. When this stepmotherly behavior is done by the center, what option does left with the state government? So it is, yes, somewhere it is being burden on the people of Karnataka, but it is what clearly shows the center is not favorable government for the state.
Tuhin Sinha, stepmotherly treatment by the center is the reason for this price hike and nothing else, says Umar Junaidi. Please respond to him.
Well, good evening, Madhav. Good evening, everybody. Fact is, today, Congress state governments are synonymous with financial mismanagement and fiscal anarchy of the worst kind. They are synonymous with over-promising and under-delivering. You know, immediately after coming to power in Congress in Karnataka, what did the Congress government say? That we cannot undertake any development work this year because we have to fulfill the promises, 5 promises made in the manifesto. A few days ago, they raised the price of petrol and diesel by 3 rupees each, and now they are increasing the water supply, the water rates. But I think this is not a problem restricted to Karnataka. This is a pan-India problem of the Congress party. They have realized that the only way they can stay in circulation and perhaps bounce back is by enacting a fraud on the people of the country. And therefore, you would recall that after 4 phases of elections, one day, all of a sudden, Kharge ji at a press conference, suddenly he said that, "Ye log aapko 5 kg anaj de rahe hain, hum aapko 10 kg anaj de rahe hain." You know, imagine the kind of recklessness which they resort to without calculating the amount of money that would go into it. Similarly, they promised 1 lakh khatakat amount to be delivered in every account, and today across the country there are protests because women are lining up showing fake guarantee cards given by Congress party. So this Congress party has mischief written all over it, and it is wreaking financial anarchy upon the country.
Okay. Let me, Umar Junaid, just coming to you in a minute. I want to bring in Sanjay Jha on this. Sanjay Jha, it's not just restricted to Karnataka. Karnataka is where there's immediately a problem, but this is a pattern that has been seen in the past several elections. And Tuhin Sinha referring to the various guarantees that have been given even at the level of the Lok Sabha elections, saying that they're not financially viable. Ultimately, every government has to be responsible. You can't overspend. Otherwise, you don't want to end up in a Sri Lanka-like situation.
Madhav, thank you very much, and hello and good evening to all the panelists on your program. I'm glad you're holding a very serious debate today, Madhav. I'll tell you why. I agree with my friend Tuhin for the first time in maybe a billion years. He's absolutely right. This is a pan-India problem. Because Tuhin Sinha, the Modi ki guarantee is about the death of the Indian constitution. It is a pan-India problem. Absolutely agree with you. Cooperative federalism has been destroyed under Narendra Modi, which is why all the states today are near bankruptcy for the same reason. My friend Umar has actually hit the ball for a 6. He should be playing for India in the T20 World Cup. And I'll tell you why he's right. Look at the reality. GST revenues devolution. See the track record of Mr. Modi's government? Can I ask Tuhin, has he read the 14th Finance Commission report that talked about the states getting 42% share in the central tax revenues? Why was Mr. Modi's government dodging in giving the states their rightful share? Madhav, you and I have debated on Times Now during the Karnataka election. You remember what the BJP said? Give me a double engine Sarkar. If you don't give me a Karnataka government of the BJP, don't be assured of central support. This is an open message to political parties, to civil society, and the people of India watching your highly popular program, Mother, that the BJP is authoritarian and it believes that if in the state there is a non-BJP government, they will try and harass it, intimidate it. I'll give you one example of Karnataka, which is very relevant. Can you imagine the Karnataka government of the Congress said under this, I think it was called the Anna Bhagya scheme, of giving free rice and wheat to the people of Karnataka. Can you imagine that the BJP actually tried to disrupt and derail that? As if the people of Karnataka, because they voted against the 40% Sarkara, are no longer people of India that the BJP should feel responsible for.
There are a number of contentious points that you've covered, but let me go to that last point first. Mohan Krishna, was it an attempt at depriving the poor people of the state what would have been their due right? Was the BJP trying to actually derail that? Is a question that Sanjay Jha is asking. Mohan Krishna.
Good evening, Madhav. Good evening to everybody. Madhav, from surplus budget to deficit budget in 1 year, and you can see the coming budget also, you can see that, and burdening the people with many issues, like, there is no law and order in the state. There is no financial control over the budgets what they have made. Recently, when Chief Minister Siddaramaiah had the meetings with the respective departments, he found that he is not able to achieve the target or the budget what he has fixed for the collection of the money from the direct taxes, indirect taxes. Now that they have found, see, there are two issues here I would like to clarify. Now that brand Bangalore DK Shivakumar says that we are going to increase water price, and silent Siddaramaiah says we don't know, that proposal is not there. What's happening in Karnataka? Why are you blaming BJP? Why are you blaming Modi for that matter? Sanjay Jha, this is the actually your mindset which has made the federal system in the country to come to this down root level.
Right to
we are giving money to the Kerala. We are giving money to the Northeast. We are giving money to the Telangana. Madhav, this is a cautioning and warning system for Telangana people also. Telangana also is going to see the same thing.
Okay.
Yes, because there is a Congress government.
Okay, one by one.
Please don't disturb. Please
one by one. Yeah, I'll come to each of you. The others who have not even spoken yet. Okay, quickly make your point, Mohan Krishna, very quickly.
Madhav, just I will complete it with that. Yeah, very quickly I will tell you. This government has come to power on the guarantee basis. 52,000 crores for 5 years, if you calculate, it will become 270 crores. 270 crores in 5 years. If we invest the same money for the future, why the people vote for their parties? It is to we have to make sure that for the future we give good things to the people. Today you see they are monetizing the buildings in Karnataka.
Okay, let me come in.
The situation
let me come in one by one, and I want to bring in Sanjay Jha on this. Sanjay Jha, the central devolutions to different states, has it drastically changed from the 10 years of UPA to the 10 years of NDA that we've seen? Isn't it a fact that even in those years, the states that required more funds for development were given a bigger share?
Madhav, I'm glad we are holding a discussion on a very cerebral and a very critical issue. Your point is valid, but here is the critical question. This government of Mr. Modi, which is like called an elected autocracy, everyone knows it's a democratically elected dictatorship. It plain and simple.
Justify your comments. Sanjay, see, it's not fair for anyone to, just spit out some kind of an adjective and then run away. If you're saying something, justify it, please.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Do you take the case of West Bengal? Do you know one of the reasons why the BJP has done disastrously in West Bengal is because the dues of Manrega that were legitimate. And who does Manrega payment go to, right? It goes to the poorest of India for working for 100 odd days. The BJP government at the center obstructed. Can you please do not interrupt me, Krishna?
Mohan Krishna, just as I asked the previous panelists before you also to calm down, please calm down. We will come on to Manrega also. We can discuss all these issues. We have plenty of time. Yeah. Conclude, please, Sanjay Jha.
That's my point. When the Manrega dues, which were the rightful demands of the West Bengal government to pay for the poorest in West Bengal, the BJP did not care, just as they did not care for West Bengal, for Karnataka.
To be very honest, till central devolution, I think stretching this is fine, but Manrega connection with these kind of guarantees, I don't really see the connection, but since you've raised the point, in all fairness, I'm going to allow Tuhin to respond to that because the BJP has a very different perspective on that. Tuhin, would you like to respond?
You delayed payments.
These are baseless allegations. Congress raising these issues has no gravitas because we have seen Congress lying day in and day out, whether it is on the NEET issue, whether it is on the EVM issue, or whether it is the doctored video of Amit Shah ji. So I don't even need to get there. As far as the central devolution of GST is concerned, none less than Nirmala Sitharaman ji has addressed it in every detail. And I'm asking a simple question. Why does a responsible opposition leader like Naveen Patnaik never have an issue like this? Is Odisha a developed state? Naveen Patnaik has never had these issues. In fact, Revant Reddy, sometime back, just 2 months back, he gave an interview where he says that I don't think Modi ji has ever been unfair to Telangana. So, I mean, Congress needs to grow out of these falsehood mentality, and that is where the topic of your discussion today, while it may be centered around Karnataka, the immediate trigger should be Karnataka. It is about the larger fraud which Congress party has consciously decided to enact upon the people of this country every day.
No, and it's not just one second, Sanjay, please, 1 second. I want to bring in our other panelists as well. Mr. T.R. Prasad Gowda, you have several leaders, including Congress MLA J.T. Patil from Bagalkot, who have publicly appealed to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah to reassess the guarantees and expressing his dissatisfaction. This is what Mr. Patil had then stated. He said, at many places guarantees haven't worked, so we will appeal to the Chief Minister to rethink about the guarantees. Why? On one side, there is no development, and also those beneficiaries didn't vote. Then why? This is what he said on the 10th of May 2024. So were these guarantees given without any planning or due deliberation that was required? Mr. Gowda?
Yeah, see, there may be some voices to revive the guarantees, but guarantees will not stop. Guarantees for the money allocation has already happened, and this will continue for full 5 years. And this price hike is nothing to do with the guarantees. Guarantees and even developmental activities in the state have taken up. Is taking place. More than 140 tenders have given the green signal for the developmental activity. And one thing I would like to bring it to your notice, Mr. Madhavan. And we are not yet the center is not able to pay our GST tax, which we have to supposed to get more than 18,000 crores. After we filed the case in the Supreme Court, they are only able to release our 3,000 crores. If they would have given our part, which we have
so
to
the
get
Supreme Court is wrong.
There is no question of hiking the price. In spite of that, and we are not in BJP ruled states.
Okay.
They have more pricing regarding fuel.
Which state? Tell me the name of the state.
The price of petrol.
Tell me the name of the state, sir. Which state?
BJP ruled states.
T.R. Prasad Gowda, which BJP ruled state has more price?
Scenario.
Which is the BJP ruled state? Tell us the name.
And about the price rising.
T.R. Prasad Gowda, I am asking you to name the state. You are saying that there are states where the tax is more. Tell us the name of the state. Tell us the name of the state where the tax is more.
Sure. Yeah, Madhav, look at Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Why you
see,
have
in Rajasthan, Bombay, the pricing of petrol, diesel are more.
Okay, pointed question. Rashmi Sawant would like to take that question. There are BJP ruled states where the taxation is far higher than this. That's the statement being made here by Mr. Prasad Gowda. Would you like to take that question?
Madhav, well, I think irrespective of what the spokespersons of Congress and the defenders of Congress are saying, the ministers in the cabinet, in the state government cabinet, especially M.B. Patil, who's the state minister for commerce, has openly come out and said that this particular hike in the fuel prices is for the purpose of fulfilling guarantees. See, if there was a price hike to fulfill some infrastructural needs, the citizens would have supported the state with it. But here we have leaders coming out and saying that it's especially to give out freebies which were promised as part of their manifesto. Not just him. Back in June 2023, there was a Karnataka minister, another minister of the Congress government, Sharna Basappa Darshanapur, who came out and said that development of infrastructure will halt because of these guarantees, and that a significant, almost a quarter of the state's budget has to be redirected to fulfill guarantees. So irrespective of what these defenders would like to say, the intent here to increase prices is to fulfill guarantees, and that is something which is not sitting well with the people of Karnataka. Second point, we are talking about basic necessities here, Madhav. We are talking about water. We are talking about energy. And hiking prices on something that is so fundamental to the people, rich or poor, of this state is actively against the interests of the common people. These leaders, they make big promises without thinking through during the phase of campaigning, without thinking that it is the common people who have to shell out the money. These big leaders don't have to shell out the money. And to think about it, the big leaders of Congress in Karnataka are some of the wealthiest people in India, as you know, admitted by them in their election manifesto. So we have rich leaders here who do not relate to the everyday struggles of common people of Karnataka when it comes to tariffs on water, prices of fuel, who do not empathize what common people are going through. And they come up with a plan to win an election without thinking it through as to how it will financially impact the state. And today the entire state is being made to face the brunt of it. Other states might have a higher price on fuel, but they are not redirecting a chunk of that money to fulfill manifesto promises that they made, which is in fact freezing the state in its current form. With no infrastructure development, we're going back in time, Madhav. We recently lost a huge deal with Google, and they decided to go to Tamil Nadu because Karnataka is not able to keep up with the infrastructure needs, which was once, commended for, which once attracted the global, IT sector. We are no longer cutting edge.
Let me take that across to Umar Junaidi. I think you made a very comprehensive set of arguments there. But Umar Junaidi, I want you to respond to the specific point. When your own ministers have said on record that yes, this is required, others, how will we fund the guarantees? Then where is the question of it not being connected?
Madhav, the point. The statement given by the minister was, yes, it is for completion of the guarantees as well as for the development of the state. So only taking the first part and letting go the second part.
So why is everyone denying that there is no connection then, if a minister has confirmed it?
The minister said it is being doing for both the works. But what the point which has been raised continuously throughout this debate is only to fulfill the guarantees. No, it is also the part of...
Sorry, sir. Many panelists have on this debate said there is no connection. Many have said it. Just now, a few minutes ago, Mr. Prasad Gowda also said it.
Listen. The only purpose of hike doesn't... it is not only for fulfilling of the guarantees. It is also to the welfare of the state, to do the welfare works, development of the states. But what BJP targets and the opposition targets is this is being doing just because of the guarantees. No, the guarantees have different budget, and after allocation of the budget for the guarantees, whatever the left out is for the other development work, and that's not being sufficient because the center is not providing the funds, and that's what the price hike is. It is not only for the fulfillment of the guarantees. On a whole scale, it is the fulfillment of the for the development of the state.
Okay,
but
let me put a pointed question to Mohan Krishna.
And one more question. Madhav, just give me 10 seconds. People now saying that center doesn't have any rude behavior to Telangana and all. The very simple question is why the Karnataka government was denied of extra rice, which was promised by the Congress government, and they had a chat with the central government. The center refused to provide the extra food grains, Madhav. Why this is the behavior of the
I think we've just debated that. We've just debated that point a few minutes ago. So I just want to bring in another aspect for Mohan Krishna to respond. Mohan Krishna, now DK Shivakumar very specifically mentions one or two points. He says that no bank is coming forward to fund the BWSSB projects. We need these funds, particularly for the fifth phase of Kaveri, for Bangalore's growing drinking water requirements, so on and so forth. So he's given a very practical reason why these funds are required. Is he wrong?
Madhav, when you are spending 52,000 crores on guarantees, which is a failure totally. Let Congress accept today on this show, Prasad Gowda, Sanjay Jha and Umar Junaidi. We made a mistake. We cannot run the show like this. We will burden the people and we will take the money from monetizing the buildings in Bangalore and Karnataka, and we will take the loans from the other places also, and we will run the show for 5 years. Let them accept it on the show today. They have guts today. DK Shivakumar says today that he doesn't get bank loans. Why? You are such a big thing has happened in Valmiki board. That money 180 crores has been transferred to Telangana. transferred to Telangana on which account? To whom? For elections. Congress wants to make money, they want to take all the money from Karnataka and send it to the rest of India for their election purpose. This is not an ATM. This is not an ATM. People will revolt tomorrow. People will revolt. Before that, Congress has to accept that we have failed in governing the Karnataka.
Okay, T.R. Prasad Gowda, respond to that.
Elections, we are going to stop guarantees, but we are continuing it. That is why you are all worried. People may realize in future and people will go with Congress. That is your worry. That is all you are targeting. You are asked to stop the guarantees. That is not the way. Pay our money back. Pay our whatever have to get from the
one by one. Gentlemen, one by
our
one.
money. What we have to get legally? You are owing our money and you are talking about price hike.
Rashmi Sawant, would you like to respond to that? Would you like to respond to the point being made over here that this is only being done for political mileage by the BJP?
Well, Madhav, I think it's important for people to understand that you can't play with the lives of the citizens just to come to power. That's what the Congress did here. And I think it's about time that the people of Karnataka be told exactly what really happened behind those guarantees, and that today they're paying the price for it, in multiples. And for basic necessities like water.
Second largest taxpayer in the country.
About DK Shivakumar actually.
Mr. Prasad Gowda, please. Mr. Prasad Gowda, you've spoken, sir. Once again, please be courteous to your co-panelists as well. Allow them to speak.
Madhav, the announcement about the water tariffs was made by DK Shivakumar, and he's one of the wealthiest politicians in India with a declared wealth of over 3,000 crores. How can he empathize with common citizens struggling to pay water bills due to an increased water tariff? No, he cannot empathize. So here we're dealing with a party that just cannot understand that it's the basic necessities of the people of Karnataka that has been put on the line just so that Congress could come to power. Can you see the double standards here, Madhav, as to how an election is being used, an election guarantee is being used, and then the same is being weaponized once they're back in power, so that we can now overtax the very same people who brought them to power.
Okay, let me bring in Sanjay on that. Sanjay, one second. Please, let's not have everyone speaking over each other. It's an election guarantee that has been weaponized. The leaders are, too wealthy to connect with the concerns of the common man in the state. They've become insensitive, Sanjay Jha, is the allegation.
Madhav, the BJP and its supporters continue to suffer from a chronic case of political arrogance and what I call as intellectual dishonesty. The previous panelist is not even aware, elementary knowledge, that the Karnataka BJP government was voted out on corruption. It was called the 40% Sarkara for being the most corrupt government in India's political and parliamentary history. And corruption hurts growth. Basic economics to the distinguished lady, corruption hurts growth. Future governments have to correct that imbalance which has been created. Point number 2, she's giving a lecture here on DK Shivakumar. When Mr. Modi's government has sold out to the Adani due on crony capitalism, I mean, how can you have the audacity to indulge in such fantasy creation just because you got a foreign accent? I think we need to get a little real here.
How long? No, let's not get personal. One second. No, there's no need to get personal. There's absolutely no need for anyone to make personal comments or comment on any accent. But let me get in Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin Sinha, one second. Tuhin Sinha, when there are allegations of crony capitalism on this government, perhaps it's a bit rich to comment on other politicians of the Congress, is what Sanjay Jha is saying. Please respond to that charge.
Madhav, the 40% Sarkara campaign was another falsehood which they had successfully managed to spread. I am challenging them. It's been more than a year. Have they initiated action against any of the BJP ministers? Why? Because they couldn't find anything. They can ask the Anti-Corruption Bureau in the state to initiate action against any of the ministers against whom they made charges. The fact is, the Congress guarantees today, Rahul Gandhi's guarantees are guarantees for doom, they are guarantees for destruction, and this has been proved time and again in the states which the Congress party managed to gain. It is good that journalists like you are having a threadbare discussion on this because, journalists and the media needs to be more vigilant. The next time Rahul Gandhi says, khatakat, I will pay you 1 lakh, he needs to be grilled. The next time Khargeji suddenly comes to a press conference and says that we will increase the 5 kg ration given to people to 10 kg, he needs to be grilled. Have you done your homework? That is the only way this Congress party can be combated from enacting a fraud upon the people time and again.
All right, we'll have to wrap up this discussion here for the moment. I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us. Mohan Krishna, Rashmi Sawant, Advocate Umar Junaidi and T.R. Prasad Gowda, Tuhin Sinha and Sanjay Jha. Stay with us for debate number 2.